Please tell me I'm recording. Oh, that was weird to say. If you are brand new here, my name is Beth and I spent 9 months traveling with my partner, Nathan, who has cerebral palsy. So part of the reason we went traveling was to show that travel is for everyone. Nathan had a hip replacement like 10 weeks before we flew, and you know, it was tough at times, but we had the most amazing time. We kind of navigating life back in the UK. I've got a lot to tell you, but we'd get back, first couple of weeks, we'd be really excited to see everyone. And then we'd be like getting the itch to go back out again. And I've not had that. Like, I don't know if it's just because I've been so busy. There's been so much going on. I had that, I could do with a holiday, but the weather's been beautiful since we've been back. We've seen everyone. Like, we've had such a good time that I've not been away. Solidified how much we rely on family and friends and how lucky we are to live the life that we have. I definitely miss having my own space and having my own house. I guess the grass isn't always greener, but we are having the best time. Like, we don't regret coming home. It'll be nice to be on a plane again. It really will be nice to be on a plane again, especially because the weather's about to turn. Really haven't regretted anything yet, but we have only been back 3 months. I mean, we got back middle of May. We didn't tell anyone other, I mean, to be fair, the plan was that I was going to so I told my dad's wife that we were coming back end of May. She was stressed because we were originally going to come back on that day that we'd booked. It turns out Nathan's family were on holiday anyway, so part of the reason we came back earlier was because of that. So we surprised everyone. We got back later than we intended to. My dad did know we were coming, so originally we were going to surprise him as well, but it turns out we needed a lift. So we came back mid-May and he came to the airport and it was lovely. Got back. I'm really glad we had somewhere to sleep because Nathan's parents really didn't know that we were coming home. We surprised them at 10:30 at night. They were already in bed. Definitely an experience going around to everyone and just being like, hi. I love watching people's getting home videos. Ours weren't quite as wholesome. I'd probably get in trouble from YouTube if I did upload them because we did get sworn at. We got sworn at a lot. You know, as soon as people found out we were back, it was a whirlwind of like, go see this person, go see that person, let's arrange drink, let's go out for food, let's go do that. So I didn't really have any time to sit down. I actually was going to networking events like 3 days after as well. So many interviews. I mean, I'd started putting my CV in places when we knew we had a flight home and just stacking up interviews, and that was tiring. Amazing to see everybody. Like, I had such a fun time. I think there wasn't a day in May that I didn't have a plan, which is funny when I talk about being burnt out traveling. I'm surprised I wasn't more burnt out here. That does take me on to the next thing. It wasn't long after we got home, I actually was out in York with some of my friends. I have like an annual trip with my friends. We'd missed it because I was away, so we rearranged it for when I was getting home. I just was there and I just felt so weak and tired, and I just figured it was a case of, you know, I've flown home, we've had such high highs traveling, such low lows, then it was a struggle to even get a flight home. Like, is it just everything piling up? We had you know, by the time we got back, it was like 24 hours of flying, just sheer exhaustion. That's what I thought it was. Bit of jet lag, bit of cold from being in the aircon. Got home, I don't sleep. I slept, so I came home early, slept all of Saturday, slept all of Sunday. Monday I kind of crawled out of bed, then crawled back into bed. Tuesday forced myself out and again felt like I was going to collapse. Finally went to the doctors and I was like, this is either the worst flu or I'm dying. Took my blood pressure. He was like, no, your blood pressure is severely low. Stood up, collapsed, got sent to A&E, and they rushed me in there as if I was like, they first thought it was avian flu, so they were panicking because that is not in the UK at all. In isolation in a room for ages until they figured that it wasn't avian flu. But nobody had any idea what I had. I had like every symptom under the sun, like laid down in this chair, had no food, I couldn't really leave that room because they had no clue what it was. Admitted to a ward, still had no idea. My fever was above 40s. They had to keep trying to bring it down. At one point they thought it was typhoid, they thought it was dengue fever, they thought it was malaria, and everything was just like, no. And then 2 days later I came out in this horrible rash, like head to toe all the way down. doctor took one look at me and was like, no one can come in this room. You've got measles. Yeah, I had a very severe case of measles that knocked me out for about 2 weeks. I really was not well. People think measles is chickenpox. It's not. I think the scariest part for me was it went from me thinking, oh, I have a really bad flu. Like, I wouldn't have even gone to the doctors about it, but I physically couldn't eat, couldn't keep anything down. I just had no energy and I was collapsing multiple times. So I did get sent to A&E. I think initially I was fine, but then when they put me in full isolation, so like Nathan couldn't come see me, I turned up with no stuff because I just didn't think they were going to keep me in. I genuinely thought they'd do a couple of blood tests, send me home. No, I was in for about 5 days. The only reason they let me out after that is because I was outside of the isolation period. I've genuinely never been so scared because I was laid there. Nobody can come in my room. Nurses couldn't come in my room. Doctor, like anybody who came in had to be fully PPE'd, and I literally had like one nurse assigned to me. I couldn't eat still, even when I was in the hospital. And I got horrific heartburn. So when I finally had an appetite, being laid down for so long that I was trying to swallow everything and couldn't swallow. Awful. Lost 5 pounds, not because I wanted to. That was a really tough time. And I think it probably had, we had a bit of an incident in Vietnam that I think probably had a massive impact on me that I've not really processed, because it feels daft because I'm absolutely fine now. I get a bit of a rash here, but I had such a fear in there. I was so terrified. And I was completely on my own. And I was ringing people. Well, people were ringing me to check in because they couldn't come see me. And I couldn't speak. Like, my throat was just completely closed. I would never wish that on my worst enemy. I'm so grateful to the NHS. I'm so grateful that I'm better now. That was a really, really, really tough time. So, yeah, I did struggle a bit there. I'd like to think I'm over it now. Unfortunately, there can be complications. They said my immune system's probably going to be affected for a little bit longer. And then I've been reading some scary statistics, but we're staying positive. We're happy to be recovered. I feel, I was tired for quite a while after. I think I was feeling a lot more anxious about everything for quite a while after, and that's what I've been struggling with a lot more recently with, but I think it's a culmination of multiple things. Quickly after that, I did try and rebuild my life. So, we sold everything to go traveling. We sold our cars, we sold our houses, we sold everything we owned. I'm currently surrounded by the most chaotic room ever as 2 people try to live in Nathan's childhood bedroom. We're grateful for everything we have, and we've learned there's a lot that we didn't need that we did have before. Definitely needed a car, so we managed to get a car. I landed a job quite quickly, which I was also very grateful for. I did work with my old company for a little bit. I worked with them while I was traveling. I worked with them a little bit when I was home, and then landed a job which I was very excited for. Something completely different for me. I was very much excited for the challenge. A massive good goal. Got a car, started saving for a house. Life has started building up quite quickly, going out every week, not out every weekend. But one big thing that I think I realised in Australia is we tend to not make the most of before and after work in the UK. I don't know what that is, but in Australia, they're much better at making the most of weekends and weeknights and just getting out and doing stuff. So one thing we've been doing is looking what events are taking place, especially, there's so many free events in Yorkshire, and it's amazing to go see. Going and seeing family, meeting up with my friends. I really have been trying to make the most of my time outside of work, because I'm very much a people pleaser, very much perfectionist. I used to work every hour under the sun to try and make sure that I got everything done. And I think it was very much to my detriment. So that was something I was trying so hard to do now. And I'm loving that time, making the most of time outside. There is a life outside of the 9 to 5. What are you doing with your 5 to 9, either side of the 9 to 5? Because I'm up at 5 a.m. every day anyway. I may as well make use of it. All this to say that things were really looking up, moving quite quickly. It was weird how quick we kind of dropped back into normal life. Things have changed. Some of our friends have moved on, moved away. It's not as easy to see people. For me, because we're back at Nathan's parents, we don't really have to think about the house or the dog or whatever it may be. Like we can just kind of go out and do stuff. Whereas a lot of people, we've realised, are now, you know, married and have kids and away for 9 months. It's like everything changed, but nothing changed really as well. So we did start rebuilding our life. But I think things have taken a turn. I think maybe I found it harder not to get back into life, but just there's quite a lot I'm dealing with. Like I mentioned, I took a job. Nathan got a job, which was so good because he did struggle in Australia. He's doing his accounting training, so I'm so excited for him because he's now landed a relevant job, doing really well. So I'm so proud of him. The job I was really excited for. Unfortunately, don't think it was the right fit for me. I made the decision to hand my notice in. Back on the job market now, but before I made that decision, I was actually diagnosed with ADHD. I don't think anyone's surprised. I don't think anyone is surprised at all. They also mentioned that I should go for a formal assessment for autism and that I need to speak to my doctor about anxiety. So that's been a big realization, and it's crazy to me because it's like I knew, you know, that it was brought up in school so many times. It was brought up. I've had these conversations for what feels like 30 years because, okay, people say about naughty schoolboys and stuff like that. I was probably a naughty schoolgirl. Oh, that was weird to say. I was in trouble all the time. I was never nasty, but I was always talkative, always never sat down. What I'm trying to say is it's not a new conversation. Like, we've known, or at least I've suspected that I had ADHD for a long time. And it's in the family, autism's in the family. It's not a shock, and yet it feels like to my brain it is. For about a week, I was walking around like a zombie. And then I've been really just finding things a lot harder than what I think I ever have, as in like, I'm not feeling very resilient. I'm tired all the time. I feel like I could cry all the time. Like I feel like I lost my spark a little bit. So I did make a decision to, unfortunately, have my notice in at work. Well, I would love to do social media full time, but I think you probably need to be making money from social media to do that. And right now, I just do it for the love of it. We're now on a new journey, a very different journey, I guess, to what I'd have ever thought I would be. Like, I've always been so ambitious. I did never quit my job. I quit my job to go traveling, but that was, you know, temporary. I think I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling with my ADHD diagnosis. I'm about to go on meds. I feel like I'm happy in the decision that I've made. I don't regret that. I feel like I just needed to take a step back. I mean, it's only day 1 of fun employment today. I've taken a day for me. Now I need to start looking at what my next step is, whether it is still in marketing. I mean, marketing is my love. Like, I love it so much. I enjoy it. Is that where I'm headed? Who knows? I think ultimately I've had a really lovely day today. I just wanted to catch you guys up because I know it's been a while and who knows where we are half the time. Very much in Leeds for the foreseeable. Just trying to build life back up. Obviously, house savings are on pause right now while I sort my own life out. Nathan's thriving. Is at least there's that. No wedding booked yet. No house yet. Do have a courtesy car. Slowly rebuilding. And I think just getting my spark back. But thank you for letting me ramble. Thank you so much for watching. Do make sure to subscribe. I promise I am not always a Debbie Downer and there's a lot more happening. I am definitely going to make a point of, I've got so much coming up, so I definitely want to get back vlogging again. I love vlogging. Also, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram because I do post there all the time.